As Russia and Ukraine continue to trade both threats and attacks, the United States is in the picture yet again of its supply of weapons to Kyiv after Moscow blamed Washington for Ukraine's recent attack on Crimea and vowed revenge. The defense chiefs of the two nations engaged in a rare conversation. The two sides gave widely divergent accounts of the phone call between U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Russia's Defense Minister Andrei Belousov. The Pentagon says Austin initiated the conversation and that he believes that keeping lines of communication open is important. Russia's defense ministry, however, says that Belousov has warned Austin of the dangers of continued arms supply to Ukraine. And this is not the first warning of its kind. The Kremlin warned the U.S. of consequences after Ukraine struck Crimea's Sevastopol during the weekend using a U.S.-made ATACMS missile. These threats circle back to Western weapon shipments to Ukraine that have become an increasingly sour point for Moscow. But as Belousov engaged in talks, the previous post holder, former Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, was issued a warrant of arrest by the ICC, and Shoigu was not alone. Russia's most senior military officer, General Valery Gerasimov, was also hit with an arrest warrant over strikes against civilian targets. The Kremlin has said that it considers the warrants to be absurd, adding that Russia does not recognize the court's jurisdiction. But even as the International Criminal Court delivered a stinging condemnation of Russia's invasion, Russia launched 42 glide bombs on the northeastern Kharkiv region over a 24-hour period. And this is according to local authorities. On the other end, multiple air attacks by Ukraine were reported on the southern Russian region of Belgorod. The governor said an elderly woman was killed, 4 people were injured, and scores of buildings were damaged. Russia's defense ministry says its air defense systems destroyed 29 Ukraine-launched drones over the region. Meanwhile, Russia and Ukraine each handed back 90 prisoners of war on Tuesday, with the United Arab Emirates overseeing the exchange as an intermediary. Russia said prisoners brought home had faced mortal danger in captivity. This is the latest of several periodic swaps in the 28-month-old conflict. And for more on this, we earlier spoke to retired Colonel Rich Outzen, who's a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council and the Jamestown Foundation, and this is what he had to say.
Well, I think Russia's implying by this that they will try to have systems put close to either the United States or to allies of the United States that can put into peril civilian targets as well, as if there is a parallel there. Of course, the difference being that the United States has not launched an offensive war against a major sovereign country like Ukraine, which is what Russia has done. So the implication from Russia that we will put you in the same sort of peril that you're putting us in ignores the moral dimension of the fact that they are aggressor. That put aside, though, we've seen this before. During the Cold War, Russia put missiles in Cuba to try to threaten the United States at the same time that the United States, had missiles in Turkey, where I happen to be at the moment, that were in a position to conduct attacks against the Soviet Union. In that case, neither side escalated into a direct Soviet versus American escalation. After John F. Kennedy took certain strong deterrent steps, then both sides stepped back from that. So I think Russia's probably trying to do the inverse of that. They are probably trying to get the United States to back down from allowing Ukraine a greater leash in the use of its defensive weapons by implying the ability to threaten either the U.S. homeland or U.S. allies. The difference here, of course, is that Russia, I don't think, really has the ability to do that, and neither in their strategic arsenal nor in their set of allies along our borders. And frankly, I don't think they want to go into that escalation game with us. If they got a president willing to play escalation right, other than the current soft administration, they might find themselves incurring significantly higher costs.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.